soils. So, soils are very, very important. By studying this chapter, we have come to know. But there is one big enemy of this soil, and that enemy is soil erosion. Because when soil is eroded, it loses all its fertility, and once fertility is lost in the soil, obviously less number of crops or no crops will grow. So soil erosion, this term you have been studying since. What is soil erosion actually? Soil erosion is the washing away of the top cover of the soil by the agents, wind, water, sometimes human activities as well, by other conditions also on the slopes of the mountains. Okay. Now, so once again we can term as soil erosion is the gradual removal of the topsoil cover by natural agents such as wind, water, etc. and also by human interferences like deforestation, overgrazing, improper farming, etc. Now, the rate of the soil erosion depends mainly upon which factors? The nature of the soil, the slope of the ground, the density of vegetation cover, and the character of the rainfall, means rainfall is high or rainfall is low. These factors also make it possible whether how much erosion is taking place. So the natural agents such as water and wind are constantly causing soil erosion. The rainfall in India is in the form of heavy downpours. The runoff water can wash away the topsoil, and the erosion of soil due to water is of three types. Number one, when the entire top sheet of the soil is carried away, leaving behind barren rocks. This is called sheet or surface erosion. Secondly, when the rainwater from the finger-shaped grooves, it is called rill erosion. Because we will see like, small areas are washed away, not all. The high areas are not washed, but the low areas are washed away. Thirdly, the enlargement of the rills, and when these rills get enlargement, they form deep gullies, and this is called gully erosion. This type of erosion can be experienced in the areas near Dholpur, like you call the ravines, okay, or in Hindi you call it the bihar. When you go to Delhi, on the way near Dholpur, you will find those ravines near the Chambal river. Okay, this is called the gully erosion. Eventually, other factors which also cause the soil erosions are deforestation, overgrazing, mainly by sheep and goats, shifting agricultures by tribals. They grow crops in one area, after some time they will move from that area to another area, leaving that behind. Okay, this also causes erosion. When that field is left over for some time, obviously erosion takes place. Now, unscientific farming techniques, diversions of natural drainage system, and unscrupulous mining activities. Mining activity, lots of mines and all this thing. So all these factors, they are responsible for the soil erosion. Now children, when soil is eroded, obviously it will have some kind of an effect also. So there are certain effects on the soil erosion, and those effects are: number one, loss of the fertile topsoil. Okay. Secondly, loss of mineral nutrients. Thirdly, lowering of underground water table. Decrease in soil moisture. Then the top cover, it dries up, and expansion of arid and semi-arid lands occurs. Also, the intensity and the frequency of floods and droughts increase. Rivers, canals and tanks are silted, and their water holding capacity gets reduced. The incidences of landslides also occur quite a lot, because the rocks, they are held by what? Held by the soil. And when the soil gets eroded, those rocks, they run down the mountains. This is called landslide. Now, then adverse effects of economic prosperities are also found. The natural hideouts in ravines can cause increase in criminals. As I told you now, Dholpur and all side, you must have heard about the Chambal, and when you talk about Chambal, then you talk about that dacoit, what was her name? Fulan Devi. Okay, so these dacoits, the ravines, they are a shelter home for criminals or dacoits. Then loss of vegetation can destroy the natural habitat, and also if natural habitats are destroyed, obviously it is a home for wild animals, and wild animals will not have their homes there, and this can cause the killing of wild animals. Okay. Now, when we have already discussed about soil erosion, obviously soil erosion, since it is so harmful for the soil, it has to be stopped. Okay, and how will it be stopped? It will be stopped by the process of soil conservation, means saving the soil from getting eroded. Actually, what is soil conservation? It is preventing soil erosion, preventing the erosion of soil. This is termed as soil conservation. Now, there are various steps which can be taken by us to conserve the soil. And the first step is afforestation. Afforestation means planting more and more trees. Okay? Planting more and more jungles. Wherever we find that the land is vacant, nothing is growing there, we should plant. And that is what the forest department is doing. Okay? Planting of more and more trees. Secondly, check of overgrazing. Now when we talk about overgrazing, see, if animals are there, livestock are there, obviously they will go out and they will eat the grass. But what shepherds should do is, if the animals are taken to a particular area and they have grazed in that area for one day, second day they should not be taken back to the same area. They should be taken to another area, so that this area, the grass gets time to grow. And when overgrazing will not occur, then the roots of these grasses will hold the plants in the soil. Thirdly, construction of dams. So most of the rivers, when they flow, they silt away the soil, they carry away the soil. If a dam, means a wall, is constructed on the way of the river, it will prevent the soil from getting shifted. Okay. This is also a way of checking soil erosion. Then the check of shifting cultivation. In India, even today, some tribals practice the ancient system of shifting cultivation. You know, shifting cultivation was good when there was plenty of land and the population was very, very low. So that time it was free. You could go from one area to another area because natural land had lots of fertility. Okay, so the fields was left so that they may gain back their naturality. But now today land has become less. Land is the same, but population has increased extensively, and you need to grow food for the entire population. So eventually all the land is utilized. But in the tribals, in the jungle area, still shifting cultivations are taking place. Shifting cultivation means the natural covers you have removed, shrubs, grasses, all you have removed, and you have cultivated there for some time. Now you have gone to another area. So now those grasses, those shrubs which were doing the soil conservation there, that has already removed. What will happen? The soil will get eroded. Okay. Secondly, use of chemical fertilizers. Now, see, actually when we talk about soil erosion, it is not just washing away of the soil. If the nutrients from the soil are washed away, okay, then also it is called erosion. And adding fertilizers to the soil conservation. Okay. Next is change of the agricultural pattern. We can possibly save our valuable soil by adapting certain changes in our agriculture practices. Some of them are like counter ploughing. It involves the ploughing of land along the contours or across the slope of the land. It helps in checking the flow of land. That means if your slope, wherever your slope is, don't make your plow drains in the way of the slope. Make them opposite at an angle of 90 degrees. Okay, this will check. Then terracing and counterbunding. Terracing means on the mountain slopes. You know, the slopes are cut into mountains. Over there some shrubs and all can be placed over there. Okay, by placing these shrubs, by growing the shrubs, they will prevent the soil erosion from the mountain. Then crop rotation. Because every crop utilizes a particular kind of a mineral. Okay, particular kind of a mineral. Like wheat uses some kind of mineral, whereas sugarcane will use another type, millets will use other, and oilseeds will use other. So if we are growing the same crop regularly year after year, what will happen? One particular mineral will be lost from that soil. So better we should do crop rotation. Means in 1 year we grow wheat, another year grow gram, or another year grow sugarcane. Such rotations are done. If such rotations are done, then what will happen? This manure, this particular mineral, it will not get lost completely. Okay. Then another method is the strip cropping. Crops should be grown in alternate strips. They should be parallel to one another, and the various crops ripen at first times of the year and are harvested. Means, for example, when we are talking about the rubber plantation. So, when rubber plantation, the trees are grown at a distance of, you can say, 3 meters apart. So, in between the lands are left free. These lands, some other things like spices can be grown or any other thing. Okay. So, this is called the crop covering. So, by this covering up of these crops, the land will not be open or not be visible for any kind of erosion. Next is following. Following means sometimes it is important to allow the land to rest, because everyone needs rest, even land needs rest. So what happens by resting? It gains its natural nutrients from the air, from the rain, from the sunlight. So the natural from the air, it gains its neutrality. Always, not artificial neutrality should never be given. Nutrients should not be given. It should be same also. Okay. Now, additional methods also are used. Additional methods are used such as preventing the misuse of soil. Okay. Like for example, construction of small dams across the tributaries of major rivers in upper reaches to control floods. Then, cementing the floors is very bad. Wherever road is constructed, means you see lots of highways are constructed, national highways, state highways. So wherever these highways are constructed, there the soil has gone bad. Forever cultivation cannot be done. So cementing, we should always try. That's why you must have seen maximum roads in our cities, towns and all, paver bricks are used. Because of this paver bricks, what happens? At least the water can percolate inside the soil. Okay, and the water levels will also be high. Then, increased use of organic minerals. Okay. It is not good to use fertilizers. Today our health are going bad. We are falling sick. Our immune systems are getting bad. It is because of the chemical fertilizers which were using, the urea, DAP and all this. If, like you must have seen in the olden times, if you have grandfathers or grandmothers in your house, you see they grow up, they can live up to an age of 100, 101, 105. Okay. And nowadays what is our average is 70. So why this is happening? This is happening because of the chemical fertilizers which we are using. Also, filling of gullies, forming terraces, leveling of ravines, adapting new techniques of agriculture, all these will help in preventing soil erosion. Okay children, so this completes your chapter number 7. I hope you have enjoyed, you have gained some knowledge about the soil, and I request all of you on page 101 and page 102, various exercises are given. If you do these exercises in a copy and you make small notes from it, for this you will have to read the lesson once and twice, and this will help you to gain all your memories back on this subject. Okay, so best of luck and do your work, study well. Goodbye. God bless. Thank you.